Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys a professional way to cut and sew your waistcoat. So if it's something you would love to learn, make sure to watch to the end of the video. And if you are new on my channel, you are very much welcome to this page. Do well to subscribe before you go. Subscription is totally free. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my video. Do well to like, share, and do well to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first person to receive a notification anytime we drop new video. So without further ado, let's jump right into the main video. So this line here is going to serve as our starting point and our shoulder line as well. So I'm going to be taking 1 inch all the way down. This is going to be for our button allowance. We are drafting the front pattern first. So from the shoulder line, I'm going to come down to mark my bust point, which is 10 inches. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. I'll mark that across and rule a line. Then from my shoulder, I'm going to come down to mark my waist point. From my shoulder to my waist is 16 inches, and I'm going to mark that all the way. I'll go ahead and extend the line across as well. So this is our waistline, bust line. So on the shoulder line, I'm going to divide my shoulder by 2. Make sure all your measurements are taken after the button allowance. I'll mark it, then I'll come down at that point by 1 inch for my shoulder slant. I'm going to come here to mark my neck width of 3 inches. I'll connect the shoulder slant into the neck width this way. Then from the shoulder slant, I'm going to come down to mark my arm length. How to get your arm length: divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5 inches to it. I'll rule that line across. This now become our chest line. Then what I have as my shoulder measurement on the shoulder line, I'm going to mark it here to get a straight line. Then I'm going to connect from the shoulder slant all the way to this point like this. Then I'm going to come to this line here. I'm going to divide it into 2 equal halves to get the midpoint. At that point, I'm going to go in by half an inch. Then I'll come to the chest line, divide my bust circumference by 4 and mark it on the chest line. I'm going to add half inch for ease. This is not the sewing allowance, it's just for ease. And I'm going to connect my armhole this way. I'm going to come here to mark the depth of my neck. I'm going to mark 7. You can decide on whichever length you want. You can use 8, 10, depends on where you want your neck to stop. And I'm going to connect it back to the neck width. So to mark our dart, I'm going to divide my nipple to nipple by 2. My nipple to nipple by 2 is 3.5. I'll mark it on the waistline, and on the bust line I will connect the 2 points with a straight line. Then I'm going to come down by 1 inch from the bust line. Then I'm going to mark half an inch on both sides of this line on the waistline, and I'm going to connect from the 1 inch all the way to that half inch we marked on the waistline. So we're going to have like a princess dart on this top. So I'm going to connect from here all the way to the midpoint of our armhole like this. You can see right there. We are going to do a little tightening here, so I'm going to come down by 1 inch from this line here, and I'm going to connect it back to the bust line like this. I'll blend it so we don't have any sharp edge here. Then I'll go ahead and impute my waist measurement. My waist divided by 4, I'm going to mark it here. Then the 1 inch for our dart, I'm going to replace it. And I'm going to add half inch of ease, just the way we did on the bust line, and I'll connect the 2 points together. Then the 1 inch we came down for our tightening here, I'm going to replace it so we don't have any shortage when we are sewing, and I'm going to reconnect my armhole like this. From the waistline, I'm going to come down to mark 2 inches all the way across, and I'll extend the point across. Then I'll extend that line slantly all the way to these 2 inches we just marked. So on this new line, I'm going to mark 3 inches here. Then at that point, I'm going to come down by 4 inches. Then I'm going to connect from the end of the paper here. I'm going to connect all the way to the 4 inches we just marked, and then connect it back to the 2 inches line, like so. So you see what we have there. Then I'll extend this line into the button allowance. I'm going to bring down my dart all the way to this point. So to prevent our top from gaping, I'm going to come to this neckline here and I'm going to mark the midpoint. Then I'll connect all the way to this point, to the midpoint of her armhole here. Then I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch here and connect it back into the line. This will prevent your waistcoat from gaping after sewing. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to mark our bust darts. And to mark your bust dart, this is the difference you have from your shoulder to your waist at the back and from your shoulder to your waist in front. My shoulder to my waist for the back is 14.5, while my shoulder in front to my waist in front is 16 inches. So the difference is 1.5 inch. I was supposed to come down from the end of our measurement, not at the end of the pattern paper. I later corrected it for the bust dart. It for the drafting of the front. I'm going to go ahead and cut it so we can go on with the tutorial. So I'm going to cut the dart we have here and close it back. You see that we have a distorted line, so I'll blend it so we don't have any shortage. Then I'll go ahead and cut the rest of the pattern paper. So if at this point you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do wait to hit on the subscribe button. Subscription is totally free. Do wait to subscribe, like, share, and do wait to comment as well. Your comment means a lot. It will help the algorithm to recommend this video to more people to watch. So do wait to comment. So I'm going to close the bust dart also. I'm going to close the bust dart. So when I was marking the bust dart, I made a mistake. I marked it at the end of the paper. So I was supposed to come down from where our measurement ends. So that was what I was trying to do. So I reconnected the bust dart. It was supposed to be from our measurement, not from the end of the paper. So I just corrected it and then I'll close it back this way. You see that we don't have a straight line there. After closing it, our line is shifted. So I'm going to blend it. I'm going to blend it back into our line so we don't have any shortage when we are sewing our top. You can see what I'm talking about. You can see it there. So this is the front pattern. We're going to keep this aside so we can work on the back pattern. So I've already gone ahead to rule the necessary lines we need for the back: our shoulder line, our waistline, and our chest line. So I'll mark my neck depth of 1 inch. 1 inch is okay. Then I'll connect it this way. Then I'm going to come to the waistline here. I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 3.5. And I'm going to come down from the chest line by 1 inch. I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2 here at this point as well. Then I'll rule a straight line to connect the 2 points together. We are basically repeating what we did on the front pattern. I'm going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides of this line on the waistline to get our dart. I'll connect from the top all the way to the 1/2 inch we just marked. So from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 2 inches, just the way we did on the front pattern. I'm going to come down by 2 inches. I'll mark it all the way across. I'll connect the point with a straight line. And this is going to be the length of our top. I will extend the dart to the new line we just marked. So I'm going to come to this line, divide it into 2 equal halves to get the midpoint. At that point, I'll go in by 1/2 inch. I'll come to the chest line, divide my bust circumference by 4. I'm going to add 1/2 inch for ease, just the way we did on the front pattern. I'm going to connect all these points all the way to the chest line this way. I'll go ahead and impute my round body measurement. My waist divided by 4, I'm going to mark it on the waistline. Then the 1 inch for that, I'm going to replace it and then add 1/2 inch for ease. Remember, this is not a sewing allowance, it's just for ease. I'll connect the line. Then I'm going to extend this line slightly to this 2 inches line we marked. You see how I place my tape? I'll come here to mark 1/2 inch on the waistline and I'm going to slant it all the way up. This is to give our top a nice shape. You know, our back is not straight, it's kind of is slanted, but it's not straight. So this is the part we are going to cut out. I'll go ahead and cut it out. This is basically it for the pattern drafting. Very easy. So we're going to keep this pattern to cut on our fabric. I've already gone ahead to cut. You can see I've added my allowance on the fabric. I add 1 inch of allowance on the side, then 1/2 inch center front and side back. We don't need too much allowances, so we just need 1 inch on the side and then 1/2 inch on the center front and side back. So I add my allowances all over. Go ahead and do that if you are following the tutorial. So we're going to remove the pin so we can join. So I'm going to join my side front to the center front, just the way you join your normal princess dart. So you carry your side front and join it to your center front. You see the way I'm placing it. So you're going to do that to the both pieces. You join your side front to your center front this way, just the normal way you join your princess dart. I'm going to sew all the way. So for the back we have 2 pieces here, so I'm going to join them together, right side facing right side, and I'm going to sew all the way down, and I will join it to the front. So I'm going to do all that off camera and come and show you guys. Make sure you sew down your dart as well. So I've already gone ahead to do that. I've joined my front and my back together, just the normal way we join our top. So this is it. I did the same thing for the lining. Make sure to cut your lining just the way you cut your main fabric. I've done that for the lining. So I'm going to bring my lining here. I'm going to place it on my main fabric this way, and I'm going to turn the armhole and the neck and the front. Don't join the side yet, so I'll go ahead and do that and show you guys. So I've already gone ahead to sew the armhole and the neck and the front. So I'm going to put my hand inside the shoulder like this and bring it out to the good side. So I've already done that, you can see. So I'll go ahead and press it down so we have a neat look. So I've already gone ahead to iron it. See how neat it's looking. Very neat. You can't see any rough edge outside. So what we are going to do now is to close the side. We are going to join lining to lining and fabric to fabric, and so you see the way I'm doing it. You join your lining to lining and sew and fabric to fabric. Do the same. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Place your lining to lining and your fabric to fabric. You see how neat it is. So what we're going to do now is to close down the base. I'm going to turn it over like this, and I'm going to place the lining to the fabric, good side to good side, and I'm going to sew all the way. When you are sewing, leave like 1 inch of a space so that you can turn it over. So I've already gone ahead to do that. You can see how neat it is. So this is the professional way of sewing a waistcoat. You won't see any rough edge inside. So we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. Share, it is very important. Share, like, comment. Thank you so much for staying tuned. See you in my next video. Bye.